Hi everyone, this is Lucy and this is Memory Keeper Journals. Today it is day 4 on the Junk Journal July, and day 4 is going to be about transparency. And it's just so happened that as I am looking at my journal and preparing the page for me to start working and doing that, I do have already a piece of vellum there, so already started with the transparency, so it worked out. It was perfect. It's like the perfect page for today. So here I am trying to get all of my vintage stuff that were gifted to me by my dear friend Pam, who gifted this to me on Happy Mail, and I have yet to use it. I've had it for a while. I've been hoarding it for a while, and so I decided, why not just try do something. I thought of this. I don't know what that's called. That circle one is like a film strip or something. Or is it the film? I forget what it's called. So I was thinking of that. I was thinking envelope windows. I was thinking vellum, plastic bags, anything that I had saved that had window was perfect for the prompt today. So if you're new here, this is my 4th video on this series that I'm working on for Junk Journal July that is being hosted by Meg Journals. I'll link her below so that you guys can check out her channel, and you can see everybody who is linked doing Junk Journal July and participating. It is inspiring. It is fun. You will see so many different ideas from everyone. I suggest you go and check it out. I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it, especially if you're a crafter. So right now I'm going through all of my stickers. Like I mentioned yesterday's video, I love stickers, and I figured I wanted to use them because I had just purchased those and I'm excited to use them. So with that in mind, I thought I have a little packet that has flowers, so I figured I'll take all the little flowers out because that would be part of what I would like to put in the film. So I'm basically prepping just like I did in the other videos. So yeah, I'm taking out all the flowers. So this is where I said, okay, I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to cover it in the back. I know that the back will be for another day, but it's okay because I can always work on that page. So you'll see me opening the accordion journal and seeing if I can put like 2 flowers, but they're not in the same position, so it's just not gonna work. So I figure I'll just cover it there with some what is it called, coffee dye paper, just so that it's covered in the back, but I can see the flower on this end. I had taken the washi tape at first that I had there for music. I mentioned before that I had created this journal last year for last year's Junk Journal July, and I never used it. So I did maybe 2 pages, but I didn't really finish it. So it is set up for what I had in mind last year. So now I'm just improvising and figuring out, making changes on it, and just making it to how I would like to use it at this point. So there I'm fixing that section, and I'm not really using the ruler. I use the ruler sometimes to cut it, or scissors depending on what I'm doing. And yes, and I'm not using glue stick. I'm still using PVA glue and my little broken bottle that I still need to replace. And here I put glue on there, but then I realized, oh, that glue is going to show in the window, so I don't think I could use it. There's no way I can put that on there. It's just going to put glue and you can see it on the other side. So I need another piece of paper, and I'm going to redo it. And I'm glad that I realized that I was doing that, because I would have ruined it and then I would have had to cover it. So I'm redoing it again, and what I'm going to do is put glue only around the edges on the book. That way it's on top. But first I'm going to take the sticker apart so that it gets stuck to the paper first. Then I can do the glue. So now I was actually thinking, I was focusing on what I was doing, trying to do the transparency for this. So it's a little tricky, but I managed to get it the way I needed it to be on that paper first before I can glue all around the edge. I actually like this side of the book. It looks pretty, looks like a doily on that page. I believe that's TaylorMade's Doilies Digital. See, now I can put the glue there and on the side and it'll hold it, but guess it will make a pocket underneath, which is awesome because I wasn't planning that either. But then I realized it after I was done gluing the edges on the 3 sides and I turned it around. You'll notice that I realized I have a pocket there. I can add a picture, I can add a note, a quote, anything. It doesn't matter. So now when you turn it around, see? It's covered in the back, but I'm showing you right here. Look, there's a pocket. So I was trying to get into it, but I didn't want to make a notch or anything. I just wanted it to be like a secret pocket there. But I could put a picture and it would look really cute. Then I was trying to just cover that side because it's all white. So I'm putting everything aside again. And just thinking about maybe just the coffee dyed paper and cover that side again on the right side of the notebook. I'm going to use the whole spread. I'm not just going to use the one side of the journal. So eventually I will be doing the 1 page because then I won't have 31 days. Sufficient pages to do all of the prompts, but we'll see. I might have enough. Or I can always add. That's the beauty about this accordion. When I saw Meg and showing us how to do the accordion journal, I can't even speak right. You can continue adding to it, and it can be as big as you want it to be, which I love because if I wanted to add more, I can. So here I just covered this section because I didn't want it in white. And I used coffee dyed paper and now it looks a little bit better. And it's a collage that I had done, but I'm just trying to make sure that everything is glued down with the bone folder. Just burnishing it really good so that it stays stuck and it doesn't come apart. And I was thinking, okay, I need to cover the bottom of that section. I need to see what I can use. So I went into this little bag and I have like little pieces of paper in a bag that I found. And I think that bag was from one of the items that I purchased from Rose Hill Paper Cottage. So I use everything she sends. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a card or whatever. All of the things that she sends me, I use it either in my personal journal or in my grandkids' journals. It doesn't matter. I'm using everything. So I'm cutting here the bag and I like the pattern and the color because it's like a really light beige or brown kind of color. Excuse me. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to put it on the edge to cover that yellow and then cover the bottom section as well. Excuse me. So here I'm putting glue again, and I'm just going to use the edge of it, and then I'll just fold it and rip it again. I didn't want to cut it like all straight. I just wanted it to be just ripped naturally. So I just push it down with my nail. It's easy, and then I'll just start ripping it from the top. It's a very soft paper anyway, so it worked out. And then I just cut the bottom. but it was still wet from the glue, so I had to get the scissors and just get just the little tiny edges at the end on the top and on the bottom too, and just trimmed a little bit. Then I used the distress ink to make it look more even, you know, throughout the whole book and the whole spread, and it matches, so it's not like distress only on one side and not the other. So I figure here I could do the same thing on the bottom, but I'm gonna go all the way to where the vellum is, right before the vellum. So I ended up going to the next page, and that was fine. I just wanted to just make it more cohesive, I guess is the word. I know that in collaging you use, like, I think the actual number is 3, but I couldn't put that piece of paper anywhere else. It just wasn't gonna look okay. At least I didn't think it did. Here I had to use the ruler, see, because it was wet. And so pieces of it were just coming apart. So I had to trim it and then clean it up a bit. Okay, so now I'm just thinking about what else am I gonna do, and stressing it a little bit more, but just thinking as I'm doing that, I'm just thinking, okay, what else can I use? Do I want to use the little ones? But you see how I tried to incorporate it again? I just knew it wasn't gonna work. It didn't seem right. It was like if I was breaking it apart, but I wanted to use the whole spread like that. So I kind of had an idea of what I really want to have in that specific spot right there where I'm putting the flowers. I thought the round slide could be there, but I wasn't sure how I was going to do it because those flowers, I thought they were a lot small. Even though they're small, I thought they were smaller. And then I found I had a few little ones, so I was trying to get those out. I kind of liked the birds too, but I wasn't sure if I was going to use them. So I was just reviewing everything I had and just putting it aside just to see. And these are so adorable. I love the stickers. Sunflowers, how cute they are. So I had already put that other flower down there. I would have put the sunflower, but I didn't realize that's what I did. So I like it anyway. So see, I found tiny little flowers, and I said, yep, that would work perfectly with that round slide. So I just put it all there, and then I started thinking, that's when I was like, yeah, this is where I want it. I'm gonna put attach it to the page with a brad so that I can spin it. And then I thought, well, maybe I could do these two, and I can have the round one, I can have one of these or two of these depending, but I didn't want to cover the Edith Holden page. I really wanted to showcase that because I love her book pages. And here I have Raindrop Lila's digital that I printed on vellum, and it's like a light blue, I believe, but it came out looking a bit grayish, lavender kind of, but it matched perfectly with this page for some reason. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this piece of vellum and use it as part of the window for the slides, and then I can put the flowers in the background. So I used my tearing ruler from We Are Memory Keepers. That one is been my favorite one since I started. Because I like using the middle to cut with my knife as well, with my crafting knife. So you see how I was auditioning the flowers behind, and it looks cute and all, but I wasn't sure if I was going to use it. And I wanted to decorate it on the outside, which I meant to do that with the circle slide as well, but I don't think I did. I think I forgot that I could have done that too. Or even decorate the slide itself too, and I didn't even think about it until later, until I was done. So yeah, I couldn't decide. So when I stayed like that for a while, that I can't decide, I move on to the next thing because it won't work. I knew I was going to use those little ones anyway, but I was still trying to figure out if I could use these little slides. So it might be for something else next time. I'm not feeling so good today, guys. I am a little bit under the weather again, but I am plowing through, doing everything I needed to do at home, and then I decided, no, I'm gonna sit here for a little bit and craft a little bit. It does make me feel better, so that's what I was doing. I enjoy doing that. I totally forget how I feel, what's going on in my mind at the moment. I really like to spend my time crafting. It helps me a lot. So here I'm showing you, see how this is what I was thinking. I don't have that many of those little flowers to put in there, so I have to improvise. So I figure I'd do one and skip one, do another and skip one, and I might need another one. So I just keep looking around. So here I was thinking the slide would be perfect, but the other side is a little bit lighter, so I ended up using the lighter slide on the left side, and then I just took out a double-sided tape so that I can put it on there, and then add that piece of vellum on it that I had already cut out with the ruler. And you'll see what I do with it. I just really like using the slides. That's the number one thing that I love about journaling, that I'm able to put pictures, especially with my grandbabies. And I love putting my grandbabies' pictures in my journal and seeing how they grow and all of the little things that they do. And they love journaling too. Every time they come, they're like, Nana, can we craft today? What can you show us? And I sit there with them. And the other day they created a little like notebook with pockets. And so they learn and they love it. And you know, my grandkids are from 9 to my youngest one, from my middle daughter. She is, I believe, 2 now, and the oldest is 9. So it's 9, 7, I think, 5, and 2. And then my new grandbaby from my oldest, she's only 2 months, gonna be 3. So Yeah, so when they come over, forget it. It's all about crafting. That's all they want to do and play with Nana. And I love it. I love it. It is my favorite thing to do. I teach them all of the things that I know, and they enjoy it. But that is my number one thing I love to do. Just record all of those memories of the times that I spend with them, put all pictures in there. So I'm going to show you what I do. So here I'm putting it here on the slide where if it doesn't have any little pictures inside, you can see Edith Holden's pictures in the background, and I love that. At least the page. I love that so much. So then now I'm putting the double-sided tape again so that I can glue it to the page in that spot. And I think that one was like my favorite part of this whole spread. I mean, I love the little pin, the pinwheel thing, but I really love that one the best. I used Raindrop Lydia's digital, the Polaroids with daisies. Those are my favorite. She actually gifted that to me right around my birthday in February. And I wasn't expecting for her to give that to me, but she gifted to me, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. It's my favorite flower, and you just gave it to me on my birthday. So I was really appreciative about that. So grateful for her. So you'll see now when I put it in there. I did have to cut the pictures a little bit because they were bigger than those squares, of course. But you'll see what I do. So now I'm working on that round slide. I'm looking for a pencil. There, I can draw around it and just make sure I do the little squares on there so when I glue the flowers, they stay in the specific spot they're supposed to be. So that's where I want to keep it. So just skipping one circle. And it looks like I had to stop my video and came back when I was cutting the vellum for the round slide here. So I fussy cut that and glue it onto the circle slide. And I glued the flowers already on the book, on those squares that I had originally drawn on pencil. And then I erased it so that when I put the wheel on it, it doesn't show the lines. So here I'm gluing it on it as I have it on there, so that way it doesn't move. I learned that with Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. Anything that you put down, if you don't want to miss the spot of where you are gluing it, you don't move it at all. You just lift it on the sides a little bit here and there and just keep gluing it until you have it all together, and that way you don't lose where you originally wanted it to be. So here, trimming it, fixing all of that, making sure it's right, cleaned up. You can't see the vellum on the outside. And then I'll just poke a hole in the middle and do it again on the page as well. Since I had already drawn the circle there, it's easy. And then now I just get a brad and put it on there. Now the brad will show on the other side of the page, but it doesn't matter because when I get to that page, I will cover it or do whatever I need to do to not show. And here I put a little sticker. It just so happened she had a round one there, and it was perfect. So there you go. And I covered the brad with it so you don't see it. So here I'm trying to see if I can incorporate that again, but for some reason it was just not working for me. So I started fussy cutting the butterfly, and I said that's what I'm gonna add on the bottom right next to that flower. So I took out the white border as much as I could so that it could only show the butterfly's colors. And I don't know what happened to my video. It stopped when I was recording and didn't even notice it, and I'm sorry. But I did do the stamping of the date and what it was about, transparency on it. And then I actually journaled on it at the end. And what I journaled on it was just a Bible verse. And yeah, and I wrote it on there. But you see, look at the little pictures of daisies. They're my favorite. And I put the date on there, July 4th. And then I started writing. But yeah, I didn't finish the whole video. So hope you enjoy the video. See you tomorrow. Bye now.